Well, last week I missed the video because I was in an airport and just couldn't find quite enough space to give the video. So today I'll share both messages. Last week's video was meant to be, as a leader, can I say that? The quick answer is yes, but I'll give you some caveats shortly. This week's was how to spread your company culture. Here's the thing, we all work on a vision, mission, and values. We're told to do that. And a lot of times they just go up on the wall and they don't actually live and breathe. The best companies I've ever worked for are the ones where those vision, mission, and values actually are a breathing and living document. So we actually feel that culture when we work there. I say this from the rooftops regularly. Best company I ever worked for was Magna International. They had a living and breathing document. We all worked by that document. Theirs was something called the Magna Charter, and we all knew exactly what to expect as employees when we worked there. But as leaders and managers in the organization, we also knew how to behave. And if we weren't behaving that way, we were dealt with. And that's not to say they were mean or harsh. They didn't fire people at the drop of a hat. It wasn't like that. It was more of a, hey, we're going to correct the behavior and get you back online. So that was an important piece of it. But the other important piece that I think people often forget is that we spread our culture by our stories. And so if you think about culture in the larger sense of the word, so more of the culture maybe of a human culture. I don't know how to put that in another way. That's how they spread their culture. They share stories, and stories that remind children of how they're meant to behave, what their values are, things like that. And so it's the same thing for your company. When you have a set of values and someone does something that really follows and meets those values, you share the stories. You take those stories and you share them at every possible place that you can. And the reason you do this is because you as the leader need to share more stories than the people who might be complaining about things, or you have to keep putting that information back in their head. Oh, here's someone who did something great. And that leads us into last week's message, which was, can I say that? And the answer is yes, with some caveats. If you are going to talk to someone and you know you personally aren't in a good space, don't have that conversation. Just wait. Wait for another time when you're in a better space so that you're going to go in and say what you want to say, not what your anger or frustration allows you to say. You really want to make sure that you're in the best space. The other piece is, when you think about what you're going to say, are you a respectful workplace? And again, you're in that frustrated space and you're about to walk in and tell that person off by calling them names, then no, we don't say that then either. What you want to be clear on is, if what you're saying meets your culture, meets your vision, meets your values, then yes, you can definitely say that. And this comes up more often for me in my coaching business when it's someone looking to tell someone to get them back in line. So it's usually in the discipline process. Well, can I say that? Well, absolutely. If you're talking about their behavior, you're not attacking them as a person, and you're being very specific about what the behavior is and what behavior you'd like to see in the future. Now, you can also go and praise someone for things. I mean, there are some things that are inappropriate, so we don't necessarily have to do the personal praise all the time. Be careful how you say things, because there's sexism, ageism, things like that you need to think about. But if someone does something great, and again, if it meets your values, go and tell them they did an awesome job and say, hey, can I share your story? This is such a great story, and you followed our culture to a T. Can I share that? And then start sharing that story out. They may not want you to use their name, and that's okay, but you can still share the story as part of who you are. As always, if you have questions about this, you can set up a 20-minute call, and that link will now be in the comment section. And I will do the same we have Leading with Ease coming up starting in September. So that's the 8-week program. We walk through all of the foundational pieces that you need as a leader. It is a hybrid of coaching and lessons. So you'll learn the lesson, you'll be expected to practice, and then we come back and we coach on that lesson to make sure that it's integrated. Each lesson also builds on the other. This is the last year at these prices. I will be increasing the prices and changing the format slightly going forward. It may at some point be a canned course where you can go and take it on your own, but I'm not there yet, and I'm not prepared for that. I really feel that people need that walkthrough so that they actually get what they need from the course. So it's called Leading with Ease. It's an 8-week program, and the link will be in the comments section. So we'll see you again next week. Have an amazing week.